Hey everyone. Okay, so today is Q&A part 3 for the month of March. I'm a little under the weather. Been sick for like going on a week now. Just weird chills and like brain fog. Not even like a fever or anything. Just weird. Definitely caught it from some asshole at the grocery store when I went grocery shopping. But we're gonna do some Q&A here. Got quite a few questions. There hasn't been any more in about a week since the post went up. So I'm just gonna go with these. And as always, at the beginning of every month, in my community tab on my channel page, in the community section, a post will go up at the beginning of the month with like a meme or something, and then it's going to be the Q&A thread. So when that goes up at the beginning of every month, go and ask a question or whatever, and we'll answer it in one of these video series. So yeah, let's get to it. Another good question from my brother One Round Left. Appreciate you, man. What is your favorite Taco Bell menu item? Cheesy gordita crunch. Full stop. That was my favorite Taco Bell menu item. Because of my toxic exposure injury, I can't eat it anymore because it's wrapped in the soft gordita. It's a hard shell wrapped in the soft gordita, and then it's got the Taco Bell Baja sauce on it with like the typical taco fixins and everything. It's just freaking delicious. That was my favorite Taco Bell menu item, but can't eat it anymore, so I really don't eat Taco Bell all that much anymore anyway, and I feel much better for it. But that was my favorite menu item, Cheesy Gordita Crunch. So good. So thank you. Okay, President Merkin Muffley, thank you for another question. I appreciate you. Okay, in the spirit of the meme, what sort of situations would cause you to switch from a 5.56 or 7.62 by 39 to a 308 or 7.62 by 51 NATO, and why? Well, I mean, for one, I mean, it's you could run a designated battle rifle system. I mean, we did it for a long time, and a lot of other countries did it for a long time to great effect. I mean, one of the most effective fighting forces in history is still the Rhodesian Fire Force. Something like the whole kill-death ratio thing is stupid, but averaging over 34 kills to every one loss of their military force, and they were only using FALs and like FN mags, in majority. I mean, some of the other specialized units like CELO Scouts and stuff would use AKs and some other crazy firearms, but in majority it was the 7.62 NATO or 308 battle rifle. And I have an FAL, and I love it. And it's just as practical to run as a primary platform as anything else. A lot of people complain about it being heavy. Get stronger. I have no problem running mine, and I enjoy it. Marginal weight, especially nowadays with conventional 308 platforms, even like your SR-25s and stuff, and AR-10s and stuff, they really don't weigh that much. They really don't. So plenty of efficacy to run those, especially because the round is more powerful. Greater velocity, you reach out and touch people better, better penetration and damage capabilities on hard targets and even vehicles. Excuse me. Less rounds to take a threat out. There's a lot of reasons. And then, of course, your precision platform options, if you have to switch to a precision platform for whatever reason. I also use 308 hunting, so, I mean, it's a great cartridge for that, too. Obviously. It's a very tried and true cartridge. A lot of people talk up 6.5 Creedmoor and all that. Great cartridge, too. Great. But it's not nearly as common as 308 or 7.62 NATO. Much more accessible cartridge. Even the 277 Fury or the 6.8 by 51, the new military cartridge, the standard ammunition and the training ammunition of that cartridge actually performs worse than 308. So the combat cartridge that they have is super high pressure and very powerful cartridge, but the standard 277 Fury does not perform as good as 308. So there's a lot of reasons to use the cartridge. It's proven its mettle over decades, and it ain't going away anytime soon. I love it. So thank you for the question. Let's see here. Fatty West Side. Appreciate you, brother. We talk a lot. Your question, or at least your first question. What was your favorite weapon to use in the service? And what's your favorite weapon to use as a civilian? Ooh. Man. I really liked my M203, the 40 millimeter grenade launcher, underbarrel grenade launcher. On my I was running an M16A4 for a while in the Army, and then we started getting M4s. But I really liked the 203. That was awesome. The saw is fun, but ours did not perform well in the sand and stuff. 240 Bravo. I really like the 240 Bravo. So that's the 7.62 by 51 NATO. Basically, squad automatic weapon or support weapon. I really like that too. I love the Modus 50 cal. I mean, there's a lot of platforms that were a lot of fun to play with and use. So there's a few, and I really enjoyed them. Favorite weapon to use as a civvy? Well, I mean, and I still would do contracting, and what some of my prior overseas contracting gigs as a PSS. I mean, we were using PKMs and AKs and stuff, and then we were also using, M4s and saws and stuff too. So I mean, it's all fun to use. And then as a civilian, I mean, I still have access to some of that stuff sometimes. So it's fun to play with those, as well as just a lot of other stuff. I love my FAL, love my AK, love my SR556 piston AR. There's a lot of good ones out there. There's a lot of fun to have, and a lot of good practical platforms to use. So I know it's kind of generalized, but it's hard to just pick one. It really is. For me anyway. Have your cake and eat it too, right? So yeah, I thank you for the question there, brother. Let's see, BHVTV. You've been a follower for a while, subscriber for a while, and I appreciate you. You're awesome. And you had a question in some comments on a different video and stuff, and then you put it here talking about Magic the Gathering and Talisman. I never played Talisman. I mean, I've heard of it and seen it played and stuff. I never got into it, but I did play Magic the Gathering quite a bit too back in the day alongside Warhammer and D&D and all that. I did like MTG quite a bit. I usually played like Swamp or Black, and I really liked Green or Forest as well. Just death by hordes of creatures, and then all of the nasty spells that come with Swamp and Black. One of my favorite cards is Last Laugh. People hate it because it always ends up just ticking things away, and whoever ends up just having maybe one or two, command HP is going to end up winning the game. Over the other player is going to end up winning the game with a card like that. Just things like that, just nasty stuff, and the zombies are cool too. Metal. So yeah, no, I really liked Magic the Gathering. I played it up to about Planeswalkers. Played a little Planeswalkers, but I just kind of fell out of it, and plus I was just too busy. Gave all my cards to my sister. She's a big gamer, which is cool. Yeah, and I got a couple other buddies into Magic, actually. One of my buddies is a big Yu-Gi-Oh player, and he had never played Magic, so I actually got him basically like a starter deck and some boosters to make a custom deck. So it was really cool. So yeah, I really enjoyed that quite a bit. So thank you for that question, man. I appreciate you. Just looking for any more questions. Okay, Apocalypse Survivor. Appreciate you, bud. You've been here for a while too. Do you think they will raise the age of the draft? I don't know. I don't think they should. And yes, if they want to talk about all this, equality and everything, yes, women should sign up for selective service as well. Do you think the Mongolians will rise up against the Chinese in World War III? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that familiar with the Mongolian military. It doesn't seem like they have all that much support and structure to them, apart from whatever is the umbrella of, or the sphere of influence from China on Mongolia. So it's hard to tell. I'm not that familiar with that country besides some cultural nuances and stuff like throat singing and things like that I'm interested in the history, of course. But other than that, I have no idea, honestly. Will the shocking surprise be that the Chinese invade Russia? Yeah, I don't know about that. That China is much more focused on Taiwan and Southeast Asia, and that's where they're going to be appropriating a lot of their assets to. Yes, they have a big army, but they're in some serious hot water right now financially and economically. So that's going to limit their scope and ability to their military operations and capability. So I think they're going to focus on Taiwan and Southeast Asia because they're not just going to stop at Taiwan. We know this. Maybe after that, maybe Russia, but I don't. It's hard to tell. With Russia doing what they're doing and having such a deficit now with their losses, I mean, they're going to be very weak, and there's going to be a lot of outside influence, possibly from Russia and other countries once this whole crazy war ends and everyone tries to start rebuilding. So we'll see what happens. It's a wait and see kind of thing. So I think that's how it's going to be. Thank you for the questions, man. I appreciate it. Other question from Fatty Westside. When is the shit gonna hit the fan? Man, I mean, it already is, obviously, in a lot of places. Here in the U.S., I mean, you see a lot of crazy stuff going on. You see a lot of things going on. But in the global sphere, hard to tell. Again, lots of assessment, lots of monitoring, just gauging things. And then a lot of the time, again, just like with the current wars and stuff going on, you have to wait and see what moves these other countries and powers make when it comes to serious activity and military operations and things, to see what's going to happen. You have to monitor things, and just continually assess situations and read reports and assessments and keep up to date with all that stuff. I mean, that's one of my jobs as an analyst. Not really an intelligence analyst for the consulting side of things in the security industry, but that's part of what I do. Is especially like if I'm doing like a travel dossier for someone who's traveling to a certain country or something. So I have to monitor the situation, look at recent reports, look at assessments. Figure out what travel status is and things like that. So I mean, and that goes for really every country, but especially the major players. So you have to do that kind of thing, and you can do it as a civilian. There's a lot of good open source intelligence tools and materials and information out there. So you just poke around and monitor things, and you subscribe to maybe a weekly assessment report from there's certain organizations out there that do really good stuff, like CSIS, CSIS. It's basically the Institute for the Study of War. They're worth following, and they also have a sub organization with them that do like a weekly assessment called Critical Threats, CT. Worth monitoring and taking in that information, because they're very good at what they do. They are professionals at it. So there's a lot of tools out there. So you just have to monitor and be ready, be prepared. We talk about it all the time with preps. So hopefully that answers that question. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think that was every question for this Q&A session. John Doe, love my 762 by 51. Yes, me too. Trent73 agreed. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yep. That is every question here for this Q&A section. For this Q&A number 3 for the month of March. Again, beginning of every month, a new post will go up in the community tab section of my channel. If you're subscribed, it may show up in your front page feed on YouTube, because the community posts, you're not notified of those besides on your front page feed when new posts go up from channels that you're subscribed to. But check that regularly, and yeah, at the beginning of every month, new posts will go up for the Q&A time. So if you miss this one, it's okay. Next one, just a couple weeks away, and then when that pops up, go leave a comment, ask some questions, and I will answer them in one of these videos. So I had some really good questions this time, so thank you, everyone. I will tag everyone who asked a question because I appreciate all of you. And yeah, that's it for this one. So more videos coming soon. And I'm going to go take a nap now. No, I'm not going to take a nap, but make sure you hydrate. Take your vitamins, hydrate, vitamin C, vitamin D3, hydrate, stay active, and get after it. Metal up, out.